Ebusuasame na mokasa in the Parliament House bibia ntima ansesa futuo entimi ansacha the minority amena mokasa ato force in case onene dom akwa occupy the minority seater Frank anodom pro no nukoko piemu ontem enso so age Alexander Fenyo Markins the majority caucus head enso akunya atena so aye o videos bibia ye the live update eba besomo.
Let me collect my target.
Yes, so the chamber has now been opened. MPs are now lining up to be screened. The first person to have entered was the majority chief whip Frank Anodompre. The NDC MPs are also lining up to enter. They are in their numbers and they are clearly aiming to go in there and go and sit at the majority side. We have not been allowed access, so a number of MPs have already entered. So we have no idea which MP took which seats or where, because journalists, the entrance to our gallery is still locked and the leaders are making their way. You still see in the NDC leader, Dr. Kasila Tuforsen, all of them having to surrender their phones at some point so that they can go in through the screening and then they can pick their phones back and then head in there. Dr. Kasila Tuforsen walking in. A number of them, you see, Iman Okufukesibedra is the next to have entered. Beat Zidin is entering now. He is also going into the chamber. Samuel Atamils is next in line. A number of all these other persons in the queue are NDC MPs. Only 4 NPP MPs were here, and they've already entered as we speak. And so it will be interesting to see who has taken which seats. And because Frank Anodompre was the first to go in there, you would expect that he will go straight to his seat as the chief whip on the majority side, and he's already gone in there. But more NDC MPs following. Expectation is that they will perhaps take the other seats in the majority side and then perhaps leave the Frank Anodompre sitting amongst them. Whatever happens, when we go in there, we'll be able to see for ourselves what exactly is going in there. So the last of the members of parliament who are currently around are entering. You see the Honorable Suparu who is just entering. Then the MP for Pone Katamanso also about to go. Then Bismarck Nyakote MP also going in there. A lot more, about five NDC MPs, the last in the queue who are going in there. Journalists have still not been allowed to go in there, so we can't see what exactly is happening in the chamber and which seats, which chairs, which area has been taken over by the sides of parliament, and we'll be trying to get some access as to what exactly is happening there. The last of the NDC MPs now going in. The last NDC MP is now entering, and the rest of the other persons who are going in there are staff. And then other persons will see whether journalists will now be allowed to go in there, and then we'll see the situation with the situation and see whether they will allow journalists to go in there with their cameras. This is the entrance for our camera. This is the entrance that our camera has been using since. In fact, I can confirm to you that the NDC MPs have taken the majority side. I see Peter Lanchini Tobu sitting right here across where I can see from the chamber, and that is where NPP MPs have been sitting. That is the majority side of the house. They've now taken those seats in the house. They've now taken those seats in the house. The NDC MPs have taken the majority side of the house. I can confirm that. I can confirm that the NDC have taken the majority side. You can see you can see Peter Lanchini Tobu, who is in there, and that is the situation. The NPP have taken the majority side. The NPP have taken the majority side. Well, yes, the NDC have taken the majority side. We have gotten first view of the chamber. These are the NDC MPs sitting here. The minority leader, Dr. Kasila Tuforsen, has taken the seat as the majority leader. He has taken the black seat. Frank Anodompre is still seated around together with the other persons. Habib Idrisu has taken the seat of the majority leader, obviously protecting it and trying to ensure that no person takes that black seat. But the NDC MPs have also moved their black seat over to the other side, with Dr. Cassie Latufosin now seated on the majority side. What you see in your shot, that is the right-hand side of the speaker. That is the space that is reserved for the majority side, and the NDC MPs have taken that. Still, the NPP MPs who are around have also taken that seat. You can see Frank Anodompre there, also around the majority side. Habib Idrisu also around that side. The MP for Sefia Akontomra, who is the deputy majority whip, Alex Jonobo Atete, has also taken his seat. And so the NDC MPs, in their numbers who've already come in, had taken the majority side just like they said they were going to do. We are not allowed to get close into that side to conduct interviews because that is considered a chamber of the house. And so we are staying a little back and observing proceedings. But all the NDC MPs who are now coming in are now taking their seats on the majority side. In fact, I've actually seen a number of them who've actually come out to come and remove name tags and taking it to the other side. But just like we expected, the NDC MPs who've insisted that they are the majority in parliament have gone in there to take the majority side. This is the second time within the 8th parliament that something of this sort has happened. You will recall when parliament was about to be sworn in on the midnight of the 7th of January, the NDC, who insisted that they had won the majority of seats and the NPP was seeking to take that away from them, took the majority side. That time around, it was within the chamber of parliament, itself. That has been done, and you're not allowed. So a number of these NPP MPs already coming in. We'll see what happens. If the camera can pan the shot to Dr. Cassie Latufosin and his colleague leaders, you will see them seated at the majority side of the house. Only that they have an accompanying person who is an NPP MP in the person of Alex Jonobo Atete. So really, we are set for really spicy scenes today from Parliament. If this is to go ahead, we will expect the Speaker of Parliament clearly will be the one in the eye of the storm to be able to try and resolve this. Because if he comes in and declares that, listen, because I have been served by this action that was taken by the Supreme Court, staying the ruling declaring 4 seats vacant, that will mean naturally that the NDC MPs would have to obey him and come here. You heard from Mahama Yariga when he spoke in the course of the week and said that the expectation is that you heard from them who expected that their course of expectation will be that if the Speaker of Parliament communicates with them, they will listen. But any other matter for any other person speaking to them, they won't listen. They do not take orders from the Supreme Court on social media. So explosive scenes expected to be seen here if both sides do not really take their time and act accordingly, because the NPP MPs
the security arrangement is done by Parliament. Speaker, you said one person say there was a letter. And a letter and say the criterion the ebeshen uba one who gate hana secret first na any ho na MPP for na odi share uba be hu say na hana nyina uba be hu aha nyina na omudi ye candidate mpo na omudi barriers na bibia na o ka say MPP na if there is any security presence here, it is an arrangement of Parliament and your majority caucus na
me da say ora Frank Anodompre me di can be sampacho be na ora chamber ni.
Am I supposed to give you that an answer? Time I'm in right chamber. Me bear jumantem. And I'm not compelled to give you time I'm in right chamber anymore. Okay? Me bear jumo obio ni mu bia nim se me bantem. It's part of my arrangement. It's me right chamber ba chamber hanom no. Me do han presence no. Na security for her. Me busa omo say, can I access the place? Masha wa hanom. Security for go behind me and find out. So my some American throw na media. They say yes. And I mean, we call me honorable Adum and your cuts now.
Yeah, baby, I'm na yeke.
Me to me time, but I entered. I know the young couple in credit me rahon.
Hey, how much anopa?
Because I imagine anopa, I know as anything. I entered the Parliament because the place was open. As my make Arabia won't ye. Me busa almost say, me buy a beer ho. They be a me bantam. Let me busa almost. I met me raho. Almost I met me raho. It's not like me fakukuomu. we am who na kwehye ho no. This the all can me na me enti na me pese me kasa no because asem all can 77 pedua nyansa bia enim. Na mo kasa ye the military for abahanum. Why na the head of this institution? And you speak of parliament. It is all about military ni police for why na yes blame no. And speaker na yes blame no. It is omu ni obi omu person mo do mo point accusing fingers. They should point the accusing fingers at their speaker. I'm speaker na yes mo do accusing fingers pointing. And yeah, the military for Baha. Let me military.
Na me banti the military for be hu mo ne National Dog Academy, Ghana Military Police no. Munya we muni hu amane bia.
Chief we me military, me adwuma military.
The can't ask in government.
Yeah, no, but I'm not part of government. I am chief whip, I am not part of government. Okay. It is a military Abaha no mo. Mesremo free ha anamo free ha ko speaker office en wasa munyina munim ho. Munko busa munfa kase munfa nkotua speaker no musa no. Say ban say na was say soldier for abegu hanom. The speaker should be answerable to that question. Me ade ya me won say ya ba hanom onim say de bia me bantam. Me ba ye bi ho me busa metime wura o say metime wura ho. Na ba kwa kwatena say aboni be ne maye. O inkugu kase ba no na say be pedua say for o mesoso o mo dai o mo hu de o mo ye. Sa de we there's no point in coming to say so obi the military for aba obi say aba hanom. Me challenge mo as a respected media house. Mumbusa Masha. Ono no in charge of security in parliament. No mumbusa ne say. One, why na the military baha? Two, another pre baha no ne onobo adom ye baha no no. Ye busa omo ana say ye force your way into the chamber. These are very important questions you ask. And mo me inja Ghana for any abre epe any daso. So mo campaign out to nso mu na enko yi am mo fa mo for his answer we hu. Me dear, today I will enter and I will sit on my seat. Regardless, I will sit on my seat. So no, so better me miss Akunya. So you need better.
Your capacity as.
Do I have to tell you?
Yes.
Do I have to tell you? You should know.
And I'm just because said me the speaker and come on near D editor Jano El Cadia asat now no. Look at 135 seats on our
No. Do you respect the Supreme Court?
I do.
You respect the Supreme Court?
Yes.
Are you aware of the recent decision by the Supreme Court?
Me, I Patoya Machine knows.
Mrs. Aubu Supreme Court now will need the mass separation of powers. Say Supreme Court per our laws, no. Interpret the Constitution. No more say. As some speaker to Jane, Sabi producer, and two go to actually. Now saying Busami said. Me a minority and as a majority and quite be so no as a some Supreme Court kind I just want to and as on your money
maybe sound say be a chicha one speaker and a man announcement no some say ruling into your communicating or parliament say we declare wadarama patro de mamelande 4 seats Adam Pine are vacant senesa dia na malusu 3 seats e wo hono enti etuji say speaker sabe kan krata na waka no wasabe to din parliament say Supreme Court nkata ne saka into until then no de dodo na anti asemu no moye minority
o ka say dodo na anti asemu ame no onya adwene because sa court ba time na and no say Rajo Mahama ewini and you no mu boshire no mo shefufuo court kroya is the same judiciary I to force and some for no say wodi bemono no mu bo o say na the court akasa was wuntie between the two decisions are there speaker kan any recent in someone speaker Supreme Court de to jane they in recent and your Supreme Court so why do you tell me so I should go back and making reference to Asama's
but I was also speaker bet to deal with you was an second krata na
the court. I respect the court. I will not wait. But we know that he's not going to do anything different from what the court has asked him to do. If he does, he'll be in contempt of the Supreme Court. And we are ready for that.
Then this is also say many irabojadi edin komo no kwen bia so almost not the majority side. Ora another person or not the majority side. Usu said the bekoso then.
The bekoso. Yeah, the bekoso.
The bekoso.
The bekoso.
Me person me hu the bekoso.
Maybe the bekoso. Maybe the bekotra makonya so. Maybe bekotra makonya so. And I have not offended any law in this country. Say speaker na amfa emran to baby that. No one tells us, oh yeah, if I say a lawmaking body, legislature and there's a judiciary do have the fundamental mandate so mo interpret the constitution. So judiciary interpret the constitution not as a respected lawyer and the speaker of parliament also own tia Ghana for her.
In 2020, Ora John Bodo na then or the party's secretary Natural Crata at the bread then speaker Okui a money taking decision on Formena constituency Yura Siama Ebra or yes Obeko independent no. Aden Asabra no man fighting for interpretation na and I'm more fighting for interpretation.
Well, you know about 7 produce, you know about ready be Megwa. A brainy don't one in da said you nipa beye. Ye the GDA say and ne is the time. And it's not speaker Queen Kwa. Various speakers have made various pronouncements. Sure. We think that this substantive case are called, not just the ex party case, it is a substantive case are called seeking for interpretation. And that interpretation will put to rest any interpretation done by the speaker. This time is going to be done by the judiciary.
Why now? That is what you say. Why now? Because Supreme Court and because you've lost the receipts.
We've not lost receipt. I want you to retract that. We have not lost receipt. Please retract that. You see, when you keep saying this, I'll conclude that you are biased in your question, your line of questioning, because I've told you. So there is a recent ruling by the Supreme Court. The recent ruling is that there be idea speaker kind ain't me nyejuma. You are still making reference say you lost 3 seats. No, that's and there's all NDC journalists and I mean if I may find out. Because my catch was Supreme Court ruling. Supreme Court's ruling is recent. It is if you are making reference to Speaker Diana also still can say you lose 3 seats, disregarding the ruling, the recent ruling, emphasis mine. Recent ruling of Supreme Court there. Na kwa mbi sunu e bia na o shatade bi wo atade na se minim.
Mame na sepenya